Sex is the life force energy that runs through us all. Can you use sexual energy for your spiritual evolution? Or perhaps for emotional healing? Is it even possible? Clinical Sexologist Dr. Martha Tara Lee will explore all these and more on Eros Evolution on OMTimes Radio.
Welcome to Eros Evolution, where sexuality and spirituality meets. My name is Martha. I'm a clinical sexologist based in Singapore, and my company is called Eros Coaching. That's EROS Coaching.com. In my work, I work with individuals and couples who come to me with all kinds of sexuality issues. I am also a spiritual person. I've always been interested in personal development and with understanding all that is related to energy work. And so in today's episode, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I always try to do a year-end goal-setting workshop, and some years I succeed and some years I fail because no one's interested to take the time to work on themselves. However, last year and also the start of this year, on the 1st of January, I ran 2 workshops called Sacred Pause. And Sacred Pause really started off with the intention of whoever wants to show up can show up, and those who don't, it's okay. So I did the first one on winter solstice, and then the second one on the 1st of January. And I was very surprised that once I got clear with my intention, there were people who did want to come for this workshop. So what I wanted to do today is to take you through the process in which I ran this workshop. So today's episode will be a mini workshop, and the goal is really to help facilitate your own process of going through what 2015 was like for you, and then be better prepared for this year. And we are really into the 8th day of 2016 here in Singapore. It's 5 a.m. And I feel this is as good as any time to prepare yourself to be in 2016 fully, because some of us may have been caught up with all the year-end festivities and then settling down into 2016 without really preparing for yourself. So this is what I would like to do for today. And of course, being a sexologist, I will also be asking questions relating to what you would like for your sexuality for 2016. Okay, so this is what we're going to do today. I'm going to invite you to first scan your body. So just close your eyes, unless you're driving. Then you can perhaps listen to this episode at a later time. So close your eyes, scan your body. I'd like you to really fully arrive into the here and now. Take a deep breath into your stomach and breathing out through your mouth. Breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. And just check into your body physically right now. How are you feeling in your body? Do you feel any aches, pains, discomfort, tension? So just scanning your whole body. And next, I'd like to invite you to check into your heart. Place your attention on your heart or your heart chakra. And just notice how you're feeling in your heart right now. Next, I'd like to invite you to scan your energy. This is the energy field that's around you. The energy that's a little bit off your physical body, perhaps an inch or even more. So if you were to imagine yourself in a cocoon, this would be the energy that's around you, the aura that people refer to. Just check how you are feeling in your body, your heart, and now your energy field. Great. So what I would like to invite you to do is take a piece of paper and pen and then begin to take notes of what I'm sharing as we go through this process. Being able to write and put thoughts to pen and paper, really from pen to paper, really helps to crystallize for yourself what you're really feeling. It's a part of the process of manifesting, and there is really a lot of power. Also, when we write, we're actually a little more engaged with our neural connection, with our brain and with our body. And so we actually start to pause and slow down a lot more and reflect a lot deeper than we would just thinking about things. Okay, so I'm just going to take you through a little bit how the process would be like for me and what it might be like for you as I check into myself. So physically, I am pretty uncomfortable because I'm seated on a rolling chair and I'm slouching. I haven't been feeling well in my body the last few days. I've been scratching my lower jaw quite a bit because I think I ate food that I shouldn't have. My stomach is bloated, and it's another sign that I ate what I shouldn't have. So I don't feel that great in my body. It's less about how I look and it's more about how I feel, and I don't feel great in my body right now. So looking at my heart, I don't know why, but for some reason I am actually feeling emotionally tired, probably because I have been spending a lot of time, even going into this year, already supporting my clients and then my friends, catching up with them, doing the things that they that is loving towards them, rather than what I need for myself. And I'm feeling emotionally tired. Energetically, I'm feeling a bit frazzled. So the energy around me is not peaceful or calm. It's kind of like spiky, like a porcupine. And I'm feeling frazzled because after this, I have another Skype session, with my supervisor. And then I am going to be doing dog sitting for the next 3 days. And I have a workshop tomorrow that I need to prepare for after this as well. So I'm feeling quite frazzled. So being able to just acknowledge how you're feeling physically, emotionally, and energetically is a very good practice to do, because then you realize this is where I'm at without any judgment, and then you can take steps to feeling better. And this is part of the process of Sacred Pause, my workshop, because from there you know where you're at, and then you truly begin to arrive for the session. So what I'm going to invite you to do now is, again, close your eyes and think about what 2015 has been for you. 2015 was last year. Last year was not such a great time for a lot of people in terms of their work. A lot of people shared that they felt a lot of stuckness. Was that the same for you? 2015. Reflecting back very quickly, January. This year, this time last year, what were you doing? January, the start of the year. And then let's look at February. February is known as the month of love, Valentine's Day. What did you do in February? March. When we entered March, the third month of the year would have passed. What were you doing in March? April. Were you busy with the sake of being busy? May. So May is masturbation month for me. May is also a May Day in some countries. What was May like for you? Then we have June. That would be the half of the year would have passed. Was this a time where you were very busy with work? Because that would also be the time where things start to pick up quite a lot at work. Or were you away for the summer holidays? And then we have July. That would be the 7th month of the year. Did anything significant happen in July? August. August would be National Day in Singapore. What would that be like for you in August? Then we have September. That would be the 9th month of the year. Did anything happen that was worthy of significance in your life? Then we have October. And then November. And then December. That just passed. So take some time to reflect on each of this month, and you may want to take some notes. And we'll talk more about this as we come back.
Conscious media for conscious minds. OMTimes.
What if living didn't have to be so serious?
What if you could move beyond your problems with greater confidence and ease than you've ever imagined?
Throw your labels out the window and join the Irreverent Therapist for practical tips and a very different way of approaching the changes you would like to create.
Marilyn Bradford
and Pam Hodling
have empowered hundreds of people to come out of self-judgment, quit looking to experts, and begin to create the lives they desire.
Join us Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern on the Irreverent Therapist Show.
Hey ladies, do you want to have that good hair day feeling all the time? Gentlemen, would you want your special someone to have that glow, letting you know she is feeling completely satisfied? This feeling and that glow can be yours by embracing your sexual power. So join me, Rachel Kenley, award-winning romance author, on the O-Spot. The O-Spot will guide you to that peak with guest interviews, book discussions, and conversations on the thrills of sexual empowerment. Put the zing back in your life. Come up and see me sometime on the O-Spot, live on Hump Day at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Host your show on IOM-FM, the radio network of OMTimes Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of OMTimes. Hosting a show on IOM-FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community. What if business could be fun? What if business is the adventure of living? What are you choosing? Where do you do business that makes it easier, more fun, or more joyful for you? We'd love to see where you do business. Connect with us on Instagram at Joy of Business or Twitter at Joy of Business, and share your pictures with hashtags BusinessDoneWhere and Joy of Business. Let's change the world with business. Your conscious lifestyle on steroids. OMTimes Radio. IOM-FM.
Welcome back to Eros Evolution. You are listening to Eros Evolution on the OMTimes Radio Network. You can share the show with your friends right now by sending them the link omtimes.com/mobile. With this link, your friends will be able to listen to this show without needing to download any app. It's really cool. So we are doing Sacred Pause today in this show, and the purpose is to facilitate a little bit of 2015 reflection and also truly preparing for this year. Just before a break, we were doing a body scan, and then afterwards I was facilitating a guided visualization through each month of last year. I encourage you to be taking notes for yourself to really process what has happened last year. The next thing I'd like to invite you to do is to do this little exercise called Wheel of Life. In the Wheel of Life exercise, there are 8 sections in the wheel representing balance in a person. And in this wheel, there are 8 segments. The center of the wheel being 0 and the outer edge being 10. So you would rank your level of satisfaction with each life area by drawing a straight or curved line to create a new outer edge. So for instance, if you were to draw a circle on your paper right now and divide it into 8 equal parts, each segment will be a different area of your life. So I'm going to go through each of them as you begin to write down. Or if you do not want to write down, draw this wheel of life, you could just list the 8 segments of one's life. The first one being career. The second one is money. Third, health. Fourth, friends and family. The fifth one, significant other or romance. And then there's personal growth, fun and recreation, physical environment. So just on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, just rank very quickly what each of the segments represent to you right now in terms of fulfillment or happiness level, or what you think is going well in your life. You can just indicate very quickly. So don't overthink this. Just check into your body and just see what feels that is more off, whether it's more of a 6 or more of a 5. Okay, so for me, when I did the Wheel of Life exercise, career was the most fulfilling for me, because I do put in a lot of time and effort into my work, and also thinking about how I can better help people. Money, not so much. Then there's health. I have a lot of digestive issues, like I mentioned, so that's an area that I really want to be working on. Friends and family, quite high. Significant other, low. Personal growth, high. For me, work and personal growth are very closely related. And I find that I have reached a stage in my life where picking up a sex-related book is work. Picking up a relationship book or health or spiritual book is not work. And therefore, I find myself reading more and more books that are not related to sexuality. Also, I reach a point in my studies, in my development, that I pretty much know a lot, and I could flip through a sexuality book and pick ideas from it very quickly. Therefore, it's really less about growth and more about learning. For me, fun and recreation very low for me. Physical environment could have been higher. So I actually did some decluttering even at the start of this year. So now that you have this Wheel of Life, you can actually refer to it later as you go into your reflection for what you would like for yourself this year. Because looking at where you were at, then you can look more into what you would like for 2016. Okay, so this is what I'm going to invite you to do. I'm going to invite you to now read after me this statement. Having done a little bit of processing about the past, we're going to now release the darkness from the past. So darkness is not a bad thing. It's just what is. Without the dark, there's no light. So repeat after me. This is something I actually extracted from an article online, and I can't remember the source. It was on Elephant Journal, and I want to give full credit to this article. It's not from me. Okay, so repeat. Dear higher self, God, Spirit, universe, no matter what has happened in the past, I'm willing to release everything about it that brought me fear and pain. Breathe. I surrender to you all that no longer serves me for healing, cleansing, and purification. Help me to forgive and be forgiven by all involved. Breathe. Align my vision that I may see everything from your enlightened perspective and move forward with wisdom, grace, strength, and love. So be it. Now that we've gone through the process of processing and releasing, the third step of this process is to clear the space that you are in. So you can clear the space by energetically visualizing in your head that the space you are in is cleared. When I refer to space, it could be your aura, your chakras, your energy field. Clear it. So there's this recalibration that can happen. You can also visualize in your mind's eye clearing the space in which you live in. Clearing the space, say your work cubicle, your office, your building. So just clear so that light can come in. Now that you visualize in yourself a clearing, you could visualize, for instance, like a vacuum cleaner above your head, or energetically in your mind's eye, in your office or your home, a vacuum cleaner just sucking up and clearing all these energies that needs to be cleared. So just clear it completely, and now visualize light entering. So visualize above your head a golden sun. As you breathe in more and more golden light, the space that has been cleared is now filled with white and golden light. So this process doesn't have to take a long time. Just use your creativity and your imagination to visualize it filling up, like the way we fill up a water tank with water. And you can do the same for your home and also your office. Let there be light. Fantastic. Okay, what we're going to do now is going to prepare yourselves for 2016. So what you do is, again, I have a statement that I would like to invite you to repeat after me. Take a deep breath. Dear higher self, God, Spirit, universe, I now open to the greatest possibilities this year holds for me. Please show me the highest vision you have for me for this year and for my life. Help me release all limitations and align my intentions with your most creative, abundant, and expansive will for me. Show me how I can be of the greatest service as I live in my highest potential. Show me all the blessings you wish for me to experience and co-create with you. Breathe. So just as we say this statement, continue staying in that state. Open your eyes gently and begin writing down all the ideas that you have, the plans, the dreams, the desires, your intentions for 2016. And you could look back to the wheel of life and see if there are things that you could do, big or small, in each of these areas. I'm going to repeat: career, money, health, which includes sexuality for me, friends and family, significant other or romance, which could include sexuality, personal growth, which could include sexuality, fun and recreation, physical environment. Physical environment could also mean allowing space for better sex to come into your life. So I'm aware that you probably need a lot more time than this is able to give you. You may wish to come back to listen to this show afterwards. Our archives are put up on our website, OMTimes Radio. You will be able to access this link by going to look for my show and then Sacred Pause. And we're up for commercial break right now. We'll continue staying with this exercise of reflecting on 2016, what you want.
Bringing you the best of the conscious minds in the world. OMTimes Radio, your conscious lifestyle on steroids.
Looking for inspiration?
Want to be inspired?
Not sure where to go?
Find Mark and Kim every Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern on Inspired Living.
Topics will elevate consciousness and range from metaphysics to the human and social experience and all things spiritual.
Welcome to an inspired community that offers support, encouragement, and new ways of thinking. You are the inspired and the inspiration.
Eros Evolution is where sexuality and spirituality meets. Join me, clinical sexologist Martha Tara Lee, on Eros Evolution on Thursdays, 4 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio.
Being a radio host on IOM-FM allows you to build your show on a rich platform with the power of the internet to fulfill your outreach goals and connect with a very specialized and global online audience, unlimited by time and distance. OMTimes Radio will provide you with web relevance, a recognizable conscious brand, and with the standard of excellence that has accompanied every single OMTimes endeavor. Host your show with OMTimes Radio Network. OMTimes Magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. A philanthropic organization, their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. OMTimes, co-creating a more conscious lifestyle. Connecting you with the best of the conscious minds in the world. OMTimes Radio. IOM-FM.
Welcome back. We are taking a sacred pause today to reflect on 2015 and our goals and intentions for 2016. Just before break, I was facilitating listeners, if you're just tuning in right now, to really beginning to reflect on your goals for this year. So some of the things that you may already be starting to write down would be all the things that you think you should be doing. And most of the time, the moment we start doing something like this, we go immediately into our heads and we go into the shoot. What I'd like to invite you to do now is to look through what you have written and think about how you have written them. For instance, if you have written, I will pay off all my debts, do you think you could rephrase it in a more positive way? I open to financial peace, security, and freedom would sound a little bit more positive. So trying to change all your intentions from the negative into something that is more of an affirmation that you could really hold dear to yourself. Also, you could look through your list and focus on the emotions, the way you feel when you are writing them, the way you felt or feeling when you're looking at them right now. Even the idea of doing it, does it fill you with excitement and happiness, nervousness in a good way? Or does it fill you with like tiredness and a sense of dread? You feel you have higher energy in your body or lower energy in your body. I'm not saying that those things that are of a lower energy are things that you shouldn't have on your list. Sometimes what happens is these are things that we just aren't as interested in, for instance. And it will still benefit us to get around to doing it. There could also be some form of resistance that is blocking us. So just being aware of it can sometimes help change form. And it's not necessarily about judging yourself and how you feel with regards to this item on your list. So right now I'm going to guide you through some more questions, and I'd like you to look at what you've written with soft eyes. What do I really want? What do I really, really, really want? Are these things that I've written what I really, really, really want? So it's just like having a Christmas list and then just checking it twice. So what we are doing is we're just reviewing what you've just written so that it's actually something that means something to you. There's no point writing a whole bunch of things that we actually have no feeling for and we have no intention of fulfilling them. We just think we should have them. So what do you really want? Next, I'm going to invite you to think through this question. What have you wanted to do but have not had the courage to begin? Is there anything you would like to add to your list? If you were to have courage and just begin this year, what would it be? Also, who have you wanted to love but have not had the courage to go after? And by this, it could mean friendships, people that you've always been drawn to, but you didn't feel you were worthy, or you didn't feel you had time or the energy to strike up a friendship. What would be some of the relationships that you would like to have or rekindle this year? Being a sexologist, I would have to ask this. What would you like to do with regards to your sexuality? What would further your relationship with your sexuality this year? Knowing that our relationship with our sexuality and our spirituality is an ongoing journey. Rather than be thinking about big giant steps, think about incremental growth, little efforts. Did you write down anything related to your sexuality? And your sexuality is not something that you just belongs to your partner. It is yours. It's a gift. It's a gift of you sharing the essence of yourself with someone. And therefore, your relationship with your sexuality is precious. And this is not something that a lot of people think about. Look at your list. How could you add sexuality into your list in a way that makes sense to you? Just a tiny, small little step. Maybe something that goes a little bit beyond and makes you a little bit nervous. For instance, some people find going for boudoir photo shoot is very empowering for them. Exercise actually is connected to our sexuality. Okay. So what has been driving your passions, but that you have been pushing away for fear of failure? If you were not afraid, what would you do? What are you passionate about? What would you really, really like to do, but you haven't done because you just think you can't? You don't have support, you don't have friends, you don't have enough this or that, enough money, enough resources. What drives your passion? What makes you feel excited about life? As you go through this list, don't be afraid of the mystery and darkness that is coming forth. It's all good. It's all part of you. Fantastic. What I'd like you to do now, looking through your entire list, what you have added, what you have removed, is there something that just looking at maybe 2 or 3 things that you want to emphasize, like the star, the ones that make you the most excited? Put a little star next to it. And then see if you can turn it into a statement or an affirmation. Looking at all your intentions, do you see any underlying theme? Perhaps 2016 is your year where you get your finances in order. If that's the case, can there be a word to personify your year? For instance, like prosperity. For instance, the word prosperity. Or maybe the image of money dropping from the sky could be one, where you have like a windfall. So start theming your year. It can be one word, it can be a few words. And think of, say, an image that really cements the whole thing for you. You don't have to do all the things I suggested. You can just do whatever resonates the most with you. what we are doing essentially is we are bringing color and life and meaning and flavor to your year, so that 2016 is something that actually makes a lot of sense and a lot of meaning to you. The more we feel into it, the more we are able to make it personal, the more it means something to us, the more we are actually going to be able to relish and savor every moment of this year. I'd love to be able to hear from you what you are feeling from this little episode. If you would like, you could drop me an email, and my email is drmarthalee@eroscoaching.com. You could let me know how you found this episode and this exercise, this practice, and what was useful to you, what wasn't, what you would like me to have on future episodes as well. This is something that will take some time for you to maybe review, and it may take longer than this hour. And also, I love to hear from listeners, because I've been doing this show for coming to a year. Oh my goodness. Yeah, coming to a year. And it would be great to hear from you guys. So we have one last segment after this, and I'll be sharing with you more about vision board and other things. So stay tuned.
The cutting edge of conscious radio. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Dr. Kevin here, and I want to invite you every Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, to join me on The Dr. Kevin Show, where we have a diversity of guests who help you step outside the box, behind the curtain, and see what a load of crap is going on in the world today, so you have more information with which to make better decisions. We'll see you there. Namaste.
Have you bought into the idea that you have to work hard for your money, that business is hard? I will share some dynamic access consciousness tools to get you out of your own way so you can create a business that actually succeeds. Join me, Simone Millisers, on The Joy of Business at 4 p.m. Mondays Eastern.
Host your show on IOM FM, the radio network of OMTimes Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of OMTimes. Hosting a show on IOM FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community. As difficult as it is to believe, there are places in Africa where human traffickers sell albino children and their body parts for use in magic rituals. Humanity Healing International is actively working in Uganda to change this paradigm. The Albino Rescue Project finds albino children who are at risk and places them in safe schools and environments where they can learn and grow free from fear. To learn more or to sponsor a child, visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is. The best of holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Welcome back to the show. This is the last segment of today's episode on Sacred Pause. This show facilitates the process of reflecting on 2015 and also welcoming 2016. Just before break, I was encouraging listeners to really look through their goals and intentions for this year, to feel into them, to challenge themselves, and then to see if you can theme the year, maybe add color, flavor. Theming it could be a word or three that actually personifies the whole year for you, and maybe even thinking of an image that really makes you feel happy. All right. And the next step of this process is something that I mentioned in my workshop that I ran in Singapore. And but we didn't do it during the workshop. And this is your vision board. Most of us may have heard of vision board. Essentially, what it means is you make a collage of images of all the things that you want for the year. Now that you've written down your goals and intentions and gained some clarity and actually started to feel into it, the things that you want could actually come in the form of a picture. And these pictures may not mean anything to other people, but it means something to you. So what you can do is perhaps go through magazines, newspapers, and maybe even go onto the internet and look for images. I'm not sure whether you're aware of this, but you can find images very easily by doing a Google search. Under Google, if you key in, for instance, a car or red car, and then you click the other tab that they have called images, you would see the images come up, and you could then do alternate right click to download that image. And this is just for your personal reference. So I don't think you have to worry too much about copyright and stuff like that. Okay, so once you've maybe printed out and collected all these images, you can cut them out, and then you can lay them out in a way that makes sense to you in the board. You may want to group them in the way we talked about the wheel of life into different areas of your life, if that's what you like. Or you just like it to be grouped in colors, or just whatever is fun for you. Then once you have that image, what I would recommend is you hang it somewhere where you would be able to look at it every day or pass it every day. You could even place it on your altar if you have one, or create one. And you could surround the altar with objects, not just images, that will really bring color to 2016. Another thing you can do is you could take a photograph of that image or that collage, and then you could have it on your phone all the time. You could save it as your screensaver on your phone or desktop on your computer, for instance. And then these are ways in which you can have this image showing up for you every time. And it's really not enough to just have the image. And this is, I think, a common mistake that people have. It's also not enough to just have it hanging. What you really want to be doing is you want to invoking and charging this image. Okay, so let me explain a little bit more what I mean. If we have a small desire for something, if it's just a small little desire that we have, like a little whim, oh, it would be nice if I have it. But it starts off very small. It's not something we put a lot of energy or attention or desire into. It's really not likely to happen. However, if we keep feeding into it, it starts growing. And the ones that we really feel for are the things that actually is easier to make manifest in our lives. And this is the reason why I encourage you to go through your list a few times just now to really feel into what's important, what's exciting, what makes you happy. Because those are the ones that you really, really want. Why focus on the things that you don't really want when the ones that are big and important are the ones that really makes us feel happy and gives us meaning into life? So you have all these things on your vision board. Now you can charge it. And one of the ways in which you can do this is to use sex magic. Sex magic sounds a lot more complicated and scary than it is, but really it's not. What you can essentially do is have this knowledge that our sexual energy is the most powerful energies that we can create in our lives. We are essentially an electromagnetic force field, and we do radiate energy off us. And the strongest energy that is within us is our sexual energy. So by, for instance, masturbating, or when you're sexually with your partner, you could, through your intention, direct this sexual energy towards your goals and intentions for 2016. You could use this energy through your mind's eye and charge your vision board. And it doesn't have to be so difficult. You don't have to think it's difficult at all. You could just visualize in your mind's eye and say, I give intention for this sexual energy to be used towards fueling my goals and intentions for this year. I give intention for this energy from my masturbation session to go towards all the items on my vision board. And you could set the intention at the start of your masturbation session. For instance, you could do it during, especially when the energy is at its peak, at its highest, just before you have an orgasm. During when you have an orgasm is also very powerful. And then you could also do it after your session. So you could basically do it a few times to really anchor that within yourself and that belief that energy has gone somewhere. And that, in a nutshell, is sex magic. It's really fun. And trust me, it really does work. What has happened in the past was when I was first introduced to this idea of sex magic and sending this energy to something, to the good and the betterment of mankind. You can send this towards Mother Earth, for instance. And in the past, when I was first introduced to it, I was skeptical, as you might naturally be. So what I did was I thought, okay, fine. Before I even send it anywhere else, let me see if I can feel it. Let me send it to myself first. So I'm just going to masturbate, and then I'm just going to notice, set an intention, and then notice if I feel anything, if I sense the energy back to myself. So my intention for that session was, I give intent for this sexual energy to go back to myself. I want to feel even better than what I feel when I started. And I did feel different. I did feel more energy, more buzz, and definitely I felt better for sending the energy back to myself. And you don't have to send the intention to just one thing. You could write a list of things that you want to send the sexual energy to for that session, including like healing for this or that friend, and so on and so forth, for the highest good. And that would also be able to help make manifest a few things instead of just one thing. And at this point, I want to mention that we do want to be very mindful that we do these things for the highest good of all mankind, of all humanity. And we definitely do not want to be doing anything that is harmful or hurts other people, because that would be black magic. And that's not something that I would advocate. So just to close up the session, give you examples of how I came up with statements that made sense of what I wanted for this year. So just to give you an example, an intention that I have was, I am one of the internationally recognized top of recall sexologists in the world. So that was one of my statements that I gave myself. Another one is, I am a lighthouse. Remember, I talked about personifying and thinking of an image. So I am a lighthouse, shining love and light to all around me, including to my friends, family, and clients. So as a lighthouse, I would give direction, support, and comfort by first being strong and secure within myself. I looked at all my intentions, and then I realized that they were themed into body, mind, and heart and spirit. So I associated body, heart, mind, spirit with different elements of nature. So spirit would be like my wanting to be in touch with air and with wind. Because being an air sign, I realized that I really love it when the wind is blowing through my hair. And when I'm in nature, it's being somewhere where that is windy. Really, it makes me happy. So I would want to commit to going in nature once a month, somewhere that is breezy and that would feed and fuel my spirit. Having love and friends in my life would help with the fire in my life, which is my heart. And I would really want to be much more conscious with maybe organizing get-togethers with my friends every quarter, for instance, and possibly even organizing parties. And then there's mind. For me, journaling and writing would fuel my mind. Reading, of course. And then there's a body. So for me, it's exercise. So I hope today's Sacred Pause session gave you lots of food for thought. And I hope you would send this to your friends and also listen to this again if you need to. And next week, I have a friend coming on, and his name is Captain. And he'll be coming onto the show. And I hope that you will tune in next week for more on the link between sexuality and spirituality. So this has been Dr. Martha Tara Lee, and this has been Eros Evolution.